here comes number 70, which is David Thornburn still. Going very well under the tutorage of Rob Weldon, who of course will take over that car come the pit stop window. And Roger Bromley, who's still there in second position, of course will hand the car over to the very, very rapid Sean Balfe. Simon Hadfield is slowly feeding his way up through the order, trying to gain another position. All over the grass there was Terence Woodward, under a huge amount of pressure now from Simon Hadfield. They just make the briefest of contacts heading in towards Brook Corner. Both of them compromise each other. They remain in the same positions. However, 2 places gained now for number 57, Phil Keane. He slides his way past both. Over the start-finish line once more they will go, as our overall race leader, Derek Johnston, still hangs on to the lead of the race. There is the fight still between Terence Woodward and Simon Hadfield. Both of them trying to do what they can prior to the pit stop window starting to open up. The inside goes Simon Hadfield. Has he run wide on the exit? It might give Terence Woodward the opportunity to get back at the inside. He's just about closed the door as Hadfield. So at last a position gained for Simon Hadfield. Terence Woodward now down 2 places in the last couple of laps. The driver's getting suited and booted. That's Nigel Greensall putting on his helmet. He will jump into the car that will very shortly be vacated by number 16, Julian Thomas. There's number 24, which is the car that's currently being driven by Clive Biley. And the Need Motorsport team busy talking there to Ross Kaiser, who is about to jump into the number 88 car being driven by Terence Woodward. Well, the pit stop window is absolutely upon us now. Number 46 just going through. That is the car of Peter Osborne. We saw his son Sam racing in the Mini Challenge earlier on this weekend. And into the pits comes Derek Johnston from the lead of the race. Johnston into the pits. And hands the lead of the race over to number 14, Roger Bromley, albeit for the moment, because of course Bromley will have to come into the pits very shortly and hand over to Sean Balfe. You can see the brake disc smoking so hard as Derek Johnston been pedalling his SR8. Into the pits also comes number 16. That is Julian Thomas to hand over to Nigel Greensall. We saw him putting his helmet on a few moments ago. Greensall now stands over the car. Of course, he had the spin in the race earlier on today. They'll be hoping for better fortunes. Here comes the race leader, Roger Bromley. As Terence Woodward is in the pits as well. There's Ross Kaiser jumping into the car. Terence Woodward will help strap him in. Well rehearsed at this are the vast majority of these radical UK Cup teams, of course supported by Competition Car Insurance this year. There's number 61, that's the new race leader, because Roger Bromley has come into the pits to hand over the car to Sean Balfe, whereas number 61, Manhal Alos, is yet to complete his mandatory pit stop. Of course, he will remain in the car. So Derek Johnston, who should re-inherit the lead of the race once more, once Manhal Alos completes his mandatory pit stop. There is Roger Bromley in the blue helmet with the sunflower on the top. Handing over the car to Sean Balfe, as out of the pits comes Ross Allen. He leads the Supersport section of the race, or did do prior to his pit stop. There's number 42, the very, very unfortunate Richard Ferns. He didn't have a great deal of luck last year. Richard Ferns looking as though he's heading for retirement in this race today. And Manhal Alos left it a little bit too late to come into the pits. The pit stop window had already closed, and therefore a stop-go penalty is the order of the day. So Alos making his second visit down pit lane. That will put him towards what I suspect will be the very bottom of the top 6. Up towards Dean Corner, and there's contact there. Chris Hillaby is spun around by Peter Osborne. Peter Osborne making just the lightest of contact with the rear end of him. But both of the cars head off the circuit. Peter Osborne continues. Chris Hillaby will get going, but will have tumbled down through the order. And this is the lead battle in Supersport, because closing is Rob Weldon right on Ross Allen. The two of them side by side as they come down the school straight. Ross Allen has the inside line and therefore should hang on to the lead of the Supersport section of the race. This is for 5th and 6th position overall as well. Rob Weldon in his wheel track, so gets up the inside as they head back up onto the back section of the circuit at turn 4. And now Rob Weldon, who of course shares this car this weekend with David Thornburn, is now into the lead of the Supersport section of the class for the 4-cylinder motorcycle engines. There is Sean Balfe having taken over the car from Roger Bromley. He's there in second position, but the last lap board is out. Derek Johnston looks as though he should claim victory this time. It eluded him in race 1 as a result of that puncture. It looks as though he is going to claim his first victory of the season as he comes out of the final corner, up onto turn 4, towards the start-finish line. Derek Johnston claims round 2 of the 2010 Competition Car Insurance Radical UK Cup. Sean Balfe will come through and claims second position. Of course, Roger Bromley having done the hard work in the early stages of the race in that particular car. So Derek Johnson takes the win. The pairing of Bromley and Balfe finish in second position, and completing the top 3 is Phil Keane, with Thornburn and Weldon securing Supersports honours. So Derek Johnson is joined on the podium by David Thornburn and Rob Weldon, who win the Supersports class.
Derek, after the disappointment of yesterday, that really made up for it, didn't it?
Oh, for sure. I was determined this morning. We should have won yesterday, as you know. So this morning we were on pole position, which is always a great place to start. So we led off the line, you know, getting through turn 2, and the hairpin there was critical to come out of there in front, which we did. So it was just then a matter of time, just getting your head down and just going for it every lap.
Rob, now you're used to being on the podium, and you've seen you in years gone by, but a new teammate for this year, and finally a victory already.
Yeah, it can't be a better start to the year, to be honest. The car's been brilliant. The whole works team has done a fantastic job with it, and David's done his part and really coming along really, really well. Gave us a really good, strong chance the second half of the race, and we were a bit lucky with traffic and used it to our advantage and come back with a win. So really happy, really.
And David, you did the first shift of the race, so you had to sort of establish your positions. And just how hard was it at the start there?
Yeah, I don't think the start went that well for me. We'd agreed what we should do, and then I didn't really do it, so that was no points for that. But then I kind of got through the traffic quite quickly and did a succession of personal bests. I couldn't do any more than that, and that kept Ross in sight. And then when we handed over, Rob was able to overhaul him. So all in all, not a bad first race.
So after the weekend's activity, the Masters class is led by Derek Johnston on 37 points from Phil Keane on 31, and Terence Woodward and Ross Kaiser sit there in third. In the Supersports class, it's jointly led by David Thornburn and Rob Weldon, from Ross Allen and then Sami Suminen and Luigi Gatti. Well, fabulous racing at Rockingham this weekend. Join us next time out at Snetterton for some more great and British action.